Am I in the wrong for ending my relationship after my boyfriend claimed he co-runs my business? I built my business from the ground up long before I ever met my boyfriend. It started as a small online passion project in my spare bedroom. Endless late nights, no profit for the first year, and more stress and tears than I can count. It is not a massive company, but it is mine. Every product listing, every supplier connection, every happy customer came from my own work. My boyfriend and I have been together for about 2 years. Things moved quickly and we decided to move in together not long after we started dating. At first, it felt like a dream. He seemed supportive, or at least that is what I believed. Looking back, signing that lease was when things started to shift. It did not happen all at once. It started small. Little comments and helpful suggestions that I did not ask for. If I spent hours refining product descriptions, he would glance over and tell me I was doing it wrong. If I adjusted my pricing to match rising costs, he would sigh and say my strategy did not make sense. At first, I tried to see it as support, but slowly it stopped feeling like support and started feeling like control. He began inserting himself into everything. If I had a quick call with a supplier, he would get upset that I did not loop him in. He started asking to be CC'd on my business emails. It stopped feeling like a relationship and started feeling like I had a manager I never hired living in my own home. The breaking point came a few months ago. My business was growing and I was overwhelmed. I was working 14 hours a day, so I made a decision. I hired a part-time assistant to help with packing and shipping. It was a normal business decision and something I needed. When I told him, he completely lost it. He did not just get upset, he screamed at me. Then I found out he had already been talking to one of his friends about taking that role. That was done without my knowledge. They didn't bother to check with me first or get my okay. He treated my business like it was something he had access to, something he could assign jobs in. That is when I realized how deep this had gone. Every time I tried to talk about it, the conversation turned against me. He told me I was being paranoid, that I was ungrateful, that I should be thankful I had a boyfriend so invested in my success. But it did not feel like investment. It felt like control. When I pushed back during our last argument, he looked me in the eye and called me controlling. He mentioned that since we live together, we are a team now, and that major business decisions should be made together. I started this business all by myself. I put in the hard work and built it from the ground up on my own. It was 3 whole years before he even showed up in my life. The final straw happened last week. We were at a casual gathering with mutual friends when someone asked about my business. Before I could answer, he jumped in. With a big smile, he mentioned to everyone that he's pretty much co-managing the company with me these days. I froze. He took credit for something he never built right in front of me. And I could not even find the words to stop him in that moment. Since then, I have been thinking seriously about ending the relationship. Because when things are good between us, they are really good. But this issue has been building for over a year, and he refuses to acknowledge how his behavior makes me feel. Instead, he keeps trying to insert himself into something I built with my own hands. And now I am asking myself the hardest question: am I wrong for wanting to leave? He believes he is being a supportive partner, but to me, it feels like he is trying to take ownership of my independence, something I fought too hard to build. I love him, but I love my freedom more, and I do not think I can spend the rest of my life fighting for control over something that was mine long before he ever arrived.